So I'm just gonna kind of briefly talk about how did I get to this point, kind of almost 5 hour marks of this build and get to 1.04 billion damage. First of all, it's on the easy difficulty because I wanted to go for a longer run and see what happened, and this is what ended up happening. I wasn't gonna go for this long, 299.53 minutes, so like I'm 7 seconds away from a full 5 hour run. I wasn't gonna go for this long of a run because I was getting tired at the 3 hours mark and I wanted to stop, but then the situation improved and it became a lot easier to keep going, so I just kept going, and eventually I died to something, which you will see at the end of the highlights. I got to 41 stages completed around the mid game at like stage 20 or something. It's probably the hardest time, and I'll explain later because of me fucking up my own build. So initially I was just gonna go for like some generic damage build, maybe some crit glasses, and if I'm lucky to get some syringes. I played Mercenary just because I just wanted to play it. I wasn't trying to have any strategy to build with Mercenary specifically, but it ended up helping me through the mid game, so I'm not complaining because of the movement, of course. I wanted to get lucky and get a teddy bear printer so that I can get like a 20 stack to get 70% dodge or something stupid. Me and my friend did it before with 20 teddy bear each, and we got through like a 3 hour run with absolutely dog shit item. We don't have much damage at all, but we still got through the game just because we have teddy bear. It's dumb. If you can find a teddy bear printer, trade most of your item for it, I guess. I think you would do yourself a favor to get like 10 teddy bear stacks. You just fucking dodge everything. So yeah, I didn't end up getting too many damage item at the start. I got some magazine, which is alright for mercenaries. I ended up not really attacking myself at all by the mid game and end game. Eventually I found the Lensmaker glasses, the crit glasses printer, so that was lucky. I got to 10 stacks, of course, but then things changed when I found a fucking sticky bomb printer. I have heard that they are good, but I didn't know they are that good. So I printed a bunch of them. I got to like 25 sticky bomb, and things just go off like crazy by that time because I have some dagger. I found a ceremonial dagger which really helps clear speed. I actually found 2 after like stage 20 or something, so it gets even crazier. Sticky bomb, man, it scale, if you stack them, it scale both proc chances and damage. If you could find a printer, get like 30 of them. They are fucking amazing. I also found a couple of Will of the Wisp and syringes along the way, so they really help clear out the area after the burst damage you do. I used the Royal Capacitor most of the time to one-shot bosses in the clip you see. Well, not one-shot, just grind them down with the Royal Capacitor, because it gives you an insane single target if you need it. I also got a few fuel cells during the early to mid game run, like 6 to 7 of them, which really helps because I was mainly relying on the Royal Capacitor to deal single target damage. And eventually at like level 44 I found a fucking fuel cells printer, so I converted a bunch of items into fuel cells, and I have 30 of them. And I don't know what's the point where you can just spam royal capacitor indefinitely because I couldn't. I don't. There isn't any monster for me to test it on. You can't hit nothing with it, and the map is empty of monsters. So when I got to the next level, next stage, I was just spamming my Q and nothing. It's not going down below 29. So that's insane. And I eventually found a crowbar printer, maybe earlier than 20. That is when I fucked up my build because I converted to 40 something crowbar and I had to sacrifice a little bit of my sticky bomb. I got it down to like 10 sticky bomb stacks or something, but like 40 something crowbar is not enough to one shot bosses, and if you don't one shot you don't get any benefit out of crowbar because I think healthy enemy is referring to max health enemy, full health enemy only. So you either get enough single target damage with like the BFG, the brilliant behemoth, we call it the BFG. You get that and maybe even more crowbar than 40. You get 10 stacks of lens maker glasses to double your damage. Get the shape glass to double your damage even further. Then you have a good chunk of single targets. I didn't find the shape. I didn't go to the shop to get the shape glass until like stage 30 or something because I could not afford to have that half HP because I picked up the Wake of Vulture, which we call it the Headhunter because there's an item called the Headhunter in the game Path of Exile that we play, and that's basically the same thing except it sucks here because there is a elite mod that swap half of your health with energy shield, but when that buff runs out you basically are left with half of your health, and you do not want to be left with half of your health when you're past stage 20. You're gonna get fucked. And I didn't even find much teddy bear. I have like 6 teddy bear at like stage 35 or something. So I don't have any defense except for mobility, which you would want to stack a bunch of energy drink. As you just try and get as much energy drink and hooves and feathers, hobble feathers as you could get as your defense option if you could not find a decent amount of teddy bear. Those are your best bet at running away from danger, and that is also why Mercenary came in handy with me surviving. But eventually I did found an alien head printer, which I am able to use it to delete my Wake of Vulture and be able to afford to get to the lunar shop and get the glass so that I can do extra double damage. The alien head do reduce your cooldown by 25%, and it does plus 25% per stack as it says on the wiki, but having 4 of them does not seems to eliminate my cooldown time, but they do come back just when I could use it again, so I'm not sure if it's successfully eliminating them, but I would not stack them too much if you find a printer for it. I have a bunch of flashbang and gasoline, but they aren't really what I'm building for. I just eventually get all of them. I don't and most of the gasoline is at the late stage, so they aren't really what helping me get through it. I got lucky with a few Dio's best friend, which helped me survive the mid game. I died a few times there because of me fucking up my build with the crowbar conversion and the Wake of Vulture. I was gonna go for a heavy single target build, with the crowbar, but my ceremonial dagger actually kind of ruins the crowbar effectiveness because they fly everywhere and just touch everything, and as soon as they touch the healthy monster, which is the bosses, my crowbar does not help me at all, and my royal capacitor does not deal as much damage as it could. By the end, it only does 24,272 damage. I got that number from the last stage. If you don't have enough single target and you have dagger flying around, your best damage is not gonna come from the royal capacitor. It's gonna be coming from the amount of sticky bombs that you can attach to monster. That's a real fucking damage dealer there. Every time I see monsters surviving, I just rush in and just press R on them. That ability just do a lot of hits and attach a shitload of sticky bomb on them. And yeah, I also encounter some weird bugs where sometimes when I open a chest or when things dies and they explode, the particle coming out is like a bunch of flower pots, like the explosive pots you find in the desert. I don't know why that's the thing. I don't know if it's my game bugging out or it's because my texture is set to the lowest. Either way, it's very strange, but that's basically most of the things I want to talk about here. You guys can catch the end of the run at the end of the clip, the highlight clips. And thanks for watching.
That's...
Oh, 100 million. He killed me. He one-shot me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that. Do you have any more deos, or is that your last life?
No, I died to it. That is actually insane. The amount of health it has. Oh, okay. So my damage is 1 billion? No? Is it?
Yeah.
1.04?
Yeah. What are the first three numbers?
104.
So you did 1 billion 40
yeah, 1.04.
and something? Yeah. You didn't even get the BFG?
Yeah, I did not get BFG.
Yeah.
The damage could fucking double this shit. I cannot scroll down to see my item. It's full row of it. There isn't any item below it, but it doesn't let me fully look at the bottom row item. Like, it's kind of bugged. I don't think the game intended for me to have more than this amount.
You can voice chat dash. Good meme.
What?
Voice chat. You can pause game and play.
What the fuck is that?
That's my character, dude.
Hold on.
It's insane.
My guy looks like.
Well, happiest mod doesn't kill me.
Sorry, Joe.
My guy looks like your guy, except he's not smiling and he's got rockets.
Except he's not
My
smiling,
guy has
but
rockets?
depression.
What are you
and want to
talking
die.
about?
My guy's got better rockets than you'll ever have.
Uh,
I don't know how to turn around to look though.
you just have to stop moving.
Okay. My rockets
No,
are
you
better
just
than. Oh fuck! I died taking a screenshot. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, check out them sexy rockets, bitch.
What? Are they afterburners? Oh god, fucking bitch.